The search began long before we learned to speak. Long before we shaped symbols or carved our first marks into stone. It began when the earliest human looked up at the night sky and felt something stir, a quiet question that no fire could warm, no shelter could silence. A question that traveled from heart to heart across generations. Are we alone? Every civilization that rose upon this earth carried that question like a hidden compass. Every storyteller who stared into the darkness wondered what might be staring back. When the wind whispered across deserts, when waves crashed against ancient shores, humanity sensed that the universe was far larger than the small circle of firelight that kept us alive. The stars became our first teachers. They shimmered above us, cold, distant, eternal. Yet each one seemed to call out, promising worlds unseen, mysteries unspoken. For millennia we could only imagine what lay beyond. Our minds traveled where our bodies could not, crossing oceans of darkness long before the first ship sailed, long before the first rocket climbed toward the sky. As the centuries passed, our tools sharpened. We built telescopes that captured faint glimmers from deep space, signals older than human memory. We learned the language of starlight, decoding colors, temperatures, motions. Each discovery pulled the question closer, shaping it into new forms. Was life rare? Was it common? Was it out there, waiting for us to listen? We sent faint messages into the void, radio whispers carrying our hope across light years. We scanned the heavens for signs, anomalies, pulses, patterns. And even though most of the cosmos remained silent, the silence itself felt like a challenge. The universe was vast enough to hide countless possibilities. Yet humanity never stopped searching. Every comet that grazed our skies, every asteroid that drifted near, every signal that flickered at the edge of detection became a clue. A hint. A promise. And deep inside that promise lived something more powerful than facts or theories: curiosity. Curiosity drove us outward. Curiosity taught us to imagine worlds where life might flourish in forms we've never known. Frozen planets warmed by distant suns. Ocean worlds wrapped in ice. Rocky orbs where chemistry dances in exotic ways. Each possibility expanded our sense of belonging, reminding us that Earth might be only one chapter in a far greater story. And then, after decades of searching, watching, and waiting, a new visitor appeared from the gulf between the stars. Silent. Ancient. Alone. A wanderer shaped by forces from a distant corner of the galaxy. Its path cut across the solar system not like a comet born of our sun, but like a message from somewhere far beyond. Scientists watched in awe. Telescopes turned. Instruments hummed. What drifted toward us was no ordinary traveler. It was the third interstellar object ever detected by human hands, a fragment of a story older than Earth itself. A relic from another star, carrying secrets from an unknown past. Its arrival rewrote everything. 3 Atlas did not glide smoothly like the comets we knew. It shifted. It pulsed. It twisted in sudden bursts, as if obeying a rhythm from a forgotten world. Its movement defied the predictable lines drawn by gravity. At moments it slowed, as though hesitating. At moments it surged forward, accelerating with a force that sunlight alone could not provide. The James Webb Telescope saw deeper. In infrared view, plumes erupted from its fractured surface. Jets of gas, shards of ice, streams of strange material flung into space. But these eruptions did not form a graceful tail. They burst like a heartbeat. They drove the object sideways, upward, backward, as if it were responding to something unseen. Inside those plumes was a chemistry never encountered in our solar system. Rare crystals. Exotic carbon chains. Frozen gases shaped in environments unknown to human science. It was a piece of a world beyond imagination, a memory traveling through the dark. 3 Atlas was not simply a visitor. It was a messenger. Its behavior challenged our assumptions. Its chemistry challenged our theories. And its presence reignited the oldest question of all. Perhaps life, or the ingredients of life, does not remain bound to single planets. Perhaps it travels, carried across galaxies by wanderers like this one. Perhaps Earth itself was shaped by such ancient seeds. 3 Atlas reminded us that the universe is not empty. It is alive with motion, with chemistry, with possibilities waiting to be discovered. As it continued its strange, unpredictable dance through our solar system, it taught us that even in silence, the cosmos is speaking. The universe has never stopped moving. Stars are born, stars die, galaxies collide, and fragments of distant worlds are flung into the endless dark. Most travel forever unseen, drifting through empty space, their stories lost. But sometimes, against all odds, one crosses paths with a civilization curious enough to notice. 3 Atlas was one such wanderer. A traveler untouched for millions of years. Somewhere, in another star system, perhaps even before Earth existed, it broke free, torn from its birthplace by gravity, collision, or cosmic catastrophe. It began a journey that spanned the width of the galaxy, a journey without destination, without witness. Until now. When it entered our solar system, astronomers expected to observe a simple block of ice and dust, a relic, a fossil. But what they found was something far more dynamic. 3 Atlas behaved as though it were responding to the warmth of our sun in ways no comet had before. Every time its surface cracked from heating, the fractures didn't spread randomly. They opened in patterns, lines, arcs, branching structures like frozen veins releasing sudden pressure. The result was motion. Not smooth but pulsing. Not gentle but explosive. Its path curved in ways that made scientists question the very mechanics of interstellar comets. The deeper Webb looked, the stranger the picture became. Its interior reflected light in ways that suggested layers of crystal unlike anything found on Earth, translucent structures capable of storing heat, releasing it in sudden bursts. Chambers of trapped gas that ruptured like beating valves. A complexity that bordered on the biological without being alive. This was no spacecraft. No intelligent machine. Yet it behaved almost like an ecosystem of physics, reactive, rhythmic, wild. Some researchers whispered theories of natural engineering. Not artificial, but evolved. Worlds form differently around every star. Some stars bathe their planets in fierce radiation. Some worlds grow under crushing pressure. Some freeze in darkness for eons. Under such conditions, matter might shape itself in ways that mimic purpose. 3 Atlas may be one example, a traveler built by the cosmos itself. Each plume of gas contains signatures of rare molecules, some known to produce organic compounds under the right conditions. If scattered across young planets, such molecules could spark the foundations of life. This idea was not new, but for the first time, humanity had direct evidence passing right through its cosmic neighborhood. It was as if 3 Atlas carried the recipe book of a long-lost world. And as it drifted onward, scientists realized how unprepared we were to follow it. A probe guided from Earth could never react fast enough to its unpredictable movement. Light takes minutes to reach deep space. By the time a command arrived, the comet would already be somewhere else. To explore such an object, we would need something new, AI-driven explorers capable of thinking on their own, adapting to the heartbeat of an alien environment. 3 Atlas became more than a scientific puzzle. It became a blueprint for the future. It challenged engineers. It inspired theorists. It stirred philosophers. It reminded everyone that the universe is full of worlds unlike anything we have imagined. Planets made of crystal. Oceans of exotic ice. Stars wrapped in chemical storms. Life, perhaps, forming from materials we've never touched. As the object continued its silent journey toward the edge of the solar system, its strange pulses slowed. Its eruptions softened. Its light dimmed. It was leaving us, returning to the dark ocean it had crossed for eons. But it had already changed everything. 3 Atlas was not alive, but it made us rethink what alive truly means. It had no voice, but it spoke through chemistry, motion, and ancient memory. It carried no intention, but it left us with a question older than humanity itself. What other travelers are out there, waiting to be seen? Every star we look upon, every shadow drifting across the void, might hold its own story. Its own secrets. Its own echoes of distant worlds. 3 Atlas was a reminder that the universe is overflowing with tales waiting in the dark. And as it vanished beyond the reach of our telescopes, humanity felt something familiar, an old, persistent feeling that began beneath the first starlit sky. The search must continue.